All right, Eric, thank you. We are bringing in Jonathan Wachtel. He's a former director of communications and spokesperson at the United States mission to the United Nations. Just your thoughts right now on just everything that's happening here. We're reporting of what's happening there in Poway, California, just outside of San Diego. You still have an active situation in Sri Lanka. And we're 6 months away off from the 6 months out from the Tree of Life synagogue shooting in Pittsburgh. What are your thoughts, Jonathan?
Arthel, this is terrible, not just, for the individuals who are victims of this attack, and we don't know who the perpetrator is or are. We don't know, that information. Hopefully we'll know soon. But the result is this human tragedy that affects those injured, or, we hope no one's been killed here. And the families, these are lifelong injuries and issues that they have to deal with. And for the country as a whole, these incidents have to resonate with every American. This is utterly unacceptable. We're supposed to be an evolved, wealthy country that is supposed to be showing the rest of the world our greatness and our ability to be a nation of diversity and tolerance. This is an embarrassment for all of us to have this happening in our own backyards, just north of San Diego, California. It's utterly appalling. And
Jonathan, we have reported that there has been one death. One person, apparently a worshiper, shot to death in this apparent attack that the mayor of Poway, Steve Voss, is calling a hate crime. And we've seen the rise of this type of language. Just a moment ago, Peter Levy of the Anti-Defamation League indicating that the number of anti-Semitic attacks has increased to what he said basically is a new record. Just a sad commentary on where we are today.
It really is. It's depressing. It's a sign of the times. We should be past this type of thing. It's based on ignorance and evil that this type of thing happens. It doesn't matter whether it's a synagogue, a church, a mosque, a Buddhist temple, whatever. We're a country that is supposed to be accepting of everybody. We're such a wonderful mix of human beings. We should be living in a world of tolerance, not hideous acts of violence like this that claim a life, as you said, Eric. It's utterly appalling.
And how do we, as someone who's been in politics and government and journalism for a long time, what is our first priority? What should we tackle first, and how do we change that conversation?
The guest before from the ADL spoke about tolerance and ignorance. I think it's absolutely first and foremost important to get the message out that we shouldn't be having these attitudes amongst ourselves, whoever this is. We'll find out the origin, but this type of activity should not be part of our language. It should not be part of our culture. It's totally unacceptable. And that starts with education. That starts, as I heard the guest say, children are not born being bigots. This has to change, and there has to be greater emphasis put on tolerance, on understanding one another. So often, we hear things said about other religions or other cultures, as we walk our days, Arthel and Eric, that we feel appalled about when we hear it. And it's our moral responsibility as citizens of this great country to educate those people if we hear things like that, or not just laugh it off as if it's not important. Well, the truth is this type of ignorance leads to killing, and we all have a moral responsibility to stand for the values that we believe in. Yes, it comes down to education in schools, outreach from various groups to try to ensure that no one misses the important messages that society is supposed to be given. But if we hear it, we have to, as human beings, as kind human beings, as evolved human beings, need to confront this ourselves. It's all of our responsibility.
Jonathan Wachtel, Jonathan, always good to have you. Very well said, and you have basically laid out a task and a responsibility for all of us. Thank you.
Thank you.